Oh, don't see that like this. That we drop points. We take what we get, and tonight it's a point, and it's more than we had before the game, so that's fine. Is it that I'm now overly happy? Well, no, of course not. We wanted to win that game, but we knew before that it will be really difficult, and then it started snowing, and that made it not easier. Not that the snow is actually not a problem. The only problem is if it stays on a pitch, and that was actually the case. You saw that the ball didn't roll really, and if you then have the ball pretty much for 70-80% of the time, then it makes life really uncomfortable. Still, we scored a fantastic goal because it was in the last third. It was possible with the way Leicester defense that we play in between the lines. That's what we did around the first goal. Immediately, we had situations, similar situations then when we didn't get the last ball then, or the last pass was not perfect, but we had these situations. But to break down side to defense like Leicester did tonight, you have to accelerate, you have to speed up in decisive areas, and that was sometimes we didn't do it. I don't know exactly why, and sometimes we couldn't do it because it was difficult, because you have to control the ball, you have to pass through a really compact defending formation. So that's why we had not much more situations than we had in the first half. Why we had not more situations than we had in the first half, and then we gave a goal away. I think it was 1 minute to play, and we start kind of not sure, a counter-attack or keep the ball there, and everything is fine. But in life it is like this. You have to pay most of the time for your mistakes. In football is for sure like that. Not always, but sometimes. In this case, we gave a foul away, a free kick away, defended first, defended second, but the third one, Chilwell was obviously awake and wanted to bring the ball back, and Maguire could finish it off. It doesn't feel brilliant, but it's not the first time in our lives that we have won 1.5 time, and so we try to do a few good things again in the second half and improve a few other things. And so it was a much more open game than second half, because Leicester was now, I don't know, more confident, whatever. They changed a few things. So they had the ball more often, so we had to defend, we had to run, they had their situations, chances, especially after set pieces, big ones. First half, or was it first half or second half, the big header, I don't know. So they had chances, and so it's of course absolutely okay, the 1-1. Even when I think everybody agrees that that could have been a penalty, maybe should have been a penalty, but I don't know why it was no penalty. Then we have the situation with Maguire. It's the now the second time in a game where a striker from us, of my team, was somebody brings him down at halfway line, and then we treat it like it is I don't know where. So if he's alone, he would not have been alone through, because Mo Salah would have been around him. It's a 2 versus Schmeichel situation. If that's not a real chance, a goal scoring situation, and I don't know. But again, there's their chances, and they had nothing to do with the situation around that. It's a ref thing, and we now have to, we have to accept the result, but it's no problem, because we don't think we run through the league and beat everybody. We were ready for hard work in a difficult game on a difficult pitch, and we got a point. Not perfect, but still good enough.
You've always been very careful to play down the lead that you've got at the top of the table. There's still a long way to go, etc. But with Manchester City losing last night, were you disappointed you weren't able to maybe extend the lead further?
Am I disappointed after we don't win a game? Of course I am. I don't bring it too much together with the Man City game. It's I understand all these thoughts, but what shall we do now? What do you think? You ask all, pretty much. It's really easy to ask all these questions, but we have to make sure that we are not too much influenced by all these things. We are not, the boys are normal human beings. I'm absolutely a normal human being. So we have to. We want to win football game. We don't win it. We don't feel brilliant, and afterwards we have to talk about what does that mean for the Man City thing. Not too much, to be honest. We have a point more than before. That's not exactly what we wanted to have, but still everything is fine. how I know in the moment, I don't think anybody further was injured, which helps us obviously a lot. And now we have a few days to prepare West Ham, and then we go again, and then Bournemouth, and we go again, and all that stuff. That's what we do, and not counting points and hoping for gaps between us and other teams. We have to win our football games. That didn't happen tonight, and so we are not happy about that. But it's not more.
Dave?
You mentioned the penalty, but it did seem to be fairly clear on the referee's position. Have you spoken to him?
No. No. I don't think that will change anything. Do you think? If I speak to him, will that change? Then I try. Then I go in his dressing room. No, that doesn't help. Somebody has to ask him. I don't know what he thought in that moment. I think he had the best position. That's how it is. Usually I had here to explain always penalties, which were penalties, and then you ask me all, really a penalty, soft penalty, all that stuff. Penalty is penalty. This today was no blood involved again, but it was a penalty because one of our players is in the box, and so it's like it is. Yeah, not to change, so nothing to worry about. Keep on going.
Gentleman at the front, yeah.
You had a break on 10 days or so. How did that influence the players, you think? Were they fresh or were they...
We spoke about that before the game. So we didn't have games in that time, but the problem was that we had a lot of different things. Little injuries because they didn't take longer than 10 days, obviously, but they couldn't train properly. Then illness, 2 or 3 players, which doesn't help as well. So it's that we don't have problem with the intensity of the game. We are fresh enough. We are as fresh as other teams. Yes, for us. It's not for us. I don't feel a big advantage because we didn't play, but it would have been really hard for us if we. Would have played because we had really a lot of players struggled for training, and then it makes it even more difficult to play a proper football game. So from that point of view, it was good, but it's not important anymore now. The other teams played these games, and few of them maybe go in a final, or other teams don't go in a final. From now on, we will have pretty much, apart from one game, maybe the same number of games like other teams. When I came here, we had 64 games at the end of the season, played a final at the end of the season. I don't remember that anybody asked me, do you feel fresh? We have to deliver when the FA or who else wants us to play wherever, and then we are there.
Andy, last couple, guys.
Yeah, can you just ask you thinking about playing Jordan Henderson at right back, and what did you think of his performance tonight?
It was good. We had to find a solution, and because of and of course we thought about Rafa Camacho as well. He played in training because Hendo couldn't train a whole week, but then at the end we decided I made a decision for the rather more defensive, at least experience on that position, because they go for on that side. Chilwell is usually really involved in the offensive play and is overlapping constantly, stuff like that. And I didn't want to give Rafa in the first game on that position then such a big task, and that's why we decided for Hendo, and he did really well. He did really well, and all good from that point of view.